Hey guys, this is the video for 6-2 for algebra. The overall point of this lesson is to solve equations that are both written in standard form using the elimination strategy, or linear combination as it's sometimes called. So I'm going to focus on helping you set up the equations to start with, and then once they're set up, hopefully you can solve from there, okay? The high school, now this was the example one that's already done for you on the homework, but well, I'm going to still use it as an example to help you write equations. Alright, the high school marching band is selling fruit baskets as a fundraiser. So they sell a large basket containing 10 apples and 15 oranges for $20. They sell a small basket containing 5 apples and 6 oranges for $8.50. How much is the marching band charging for each apple and each orange? So the question is, how much are they charging for an apple and an orange? Okay, so apple is going to be X and orange is Y. So let's go back and read the question, and I'm just going to annotate it. The high school marching band is selling fruit baskets as a fundraiser. They're selling a large basket containing 10 apples and 15 oranges for $20. So that's where my first equation came from that they show in the example. Okay, and I know that's hard to read, but you have it on your paper in front of you. They sell a small basket containing 5 apples and 6 oranges for $8.50. Okay, so that is my second equation. Alright, and then from there, you know what, I meant to put these highlights over here instead. So these are the original equations over here, and then you know, you guys know from solving elimination that you need one variable to be the same number but opposite signs. So you can see that they worked the example. They multiplied the second equation by -2 in order to make a 10x and a -10x. One thing I want to remind everybody is to distribute all the way through. If you forget to distribute all the way through, you're going to get wrong answers. Okay, so let me show you setting up the word problem on another one. Number 2. Okay. That's a weird name. Asna works on a shipping dock at a tire manufacturing plant. She loads a pallet with 4 Mudslinger tires and 6 Road Ripper tires. The tires on the pallet weigh 212 pounds. She loads a second pallet with 7 Mudslinger tires and 2 Road Ripper tires. The tires on the second pallet weigh 184 pounds. How much does each Mudslinger tire and each Road Ripper tire weigh? Okay, so notice I went through the problem the first time and just read it. Just read to see what the problem is about first. Now I'm going at the end. Let's see, how much does each Mudslinger and each Road Ripper tire weigh? You can use X and Y, but I'm going to use M and R because it makes it less generic. Okay, when I get back and I find M, I'm going to more remember that M means Mudslinger. Okay, so let's see, we'll go back to the beginning. She loads a pallet with 4 Mudslingers and 6 Road Tripper tires, and it weighs 212. So I got that information, I got that equation, 4m plus 6r equals 212, just reading the problem. She loads a second pallet with 7 Mudslinger tires and 2 Road Tripper tires, and that weighs 184. So there's my second equation. Now that they're both set up, I'm going to be looking for ways that I can make either the two m's match or the two r's match. Well, in this case, let's see, 4 doesn't easily turn into 7, but 2, I can make the 2 into a 6 if I multiply this whole equation by, now I don't just want any old 6, I want a negative 6, so I have to multiply by negative 3. So I would get negative 21m minus 6r equals, let's see, 3 times, negative 3 times 184 is negative 552. And I did not do anything to the first equation, so I'm just going to move it over. 4m plus 6r equals 212. Now I have opposites. Okay? So my plus 6r, my minus 6r will cancel. 4m, take away 21m is negative 17m. And 212 minus 552 equals negative 340. Divide both sides by negative 17. Oh, too far. And m equals 20. Alright, I didn't plan out my space very well here, guys. Now I'm going to take my m equals 20, and I'm going to sub in and find the r. So 4, just pick an equation, 4 times 20 plus 6r equals 212. Minus 80. Equals 132. And 132 divided by 6 is 22. Okay. I'm going to help you set up number 3, but then I'm not going to follow through and finish any more elimination problems. You guys are pretty good at those. So just setting this next one up. The Pizza Barn sells one customer 3 large pepperoni pizzas and 2 orders of breadsticks for $30. They sell another customer 4 pepperoni pizzas and 3 orders of breadsticks for $41. How much does the Pizza Barn charge for a pepperoni pizza and each order of breadsticks? So I want to know pepperoni pizza and breadsticks. So I've read the whole problem. I'm going to start writing equations. 3 pepperoni pizzas and 2 breadsticks equals $30. They sell another customer 4 pepperoni pizzas and 3 breadsticks for $41. So now I've got 2 equations. I'm going to use multiplication to make them both have a positive and a negative that I can cross out and solve from there. Okay, the next part of your homework, get through all the word problems. Let me just make sure here. Starting with 7 and 8 is to start solving equations using linear combination. So guys, you know, if you're a Mrs. Andrews student, you've practiced this lots of times, and if you're watching this video at home and you're not my student, you did this back in 8th grade. Okay, you can look at video. If you are not my student and you're watching this video at home, you can look at my Math 8 video 310 and learn how to do that. Okay, reteach yourself. The only thing I'm going to tell you about this section that I'm going to go over is that on the very last few, you have decimals and fractions. So I want to get you started on a couple of these. So the ones that have decimals, again, count how many decimal places do you have. I have one at a time. So I'm going to multiply both equations by 10. And that gives me 15x plus 12y equals 6. I'm moving the decimal point over one time. And 8x minus 2y equals, don't forget, that doesn't stay at 2. 2 times 10 is 20. Okay, so that's the first multiplication. I'm going to have to do multiplication on the equations twice. Once to make the decimals go away and become whole numbers. Now I'm going to have to do multiplication a second time to get variables that cancel out. And in this case, the easiest thing to do is to multiply the second equation by 6, because that gives me a negative 12. So that would be 48x minus 12y equals 120. And then copy this one down underneath it. 15x plus 12y equals 6. And then you have 12 y's that cancel, and you can continue going from there. Okay, a fraction one. Again, we did this yesterday, or 2 days ago, excuse me. I'm looking at the first equation. Let me blow this up a little bit. First equation, my denominators are 4, 2, and 4. So the easiest thing to multiply by to make my fractions go away is 4. So 3/4 times 4 is 3x. Half times 4 is plus 2y equals negative, and then 3/4 times 4 is negative 3. Now, I can do those in my head. If you're not good with fractions in your head, please use the alpha y equals on your calculator and do the, multiply the fractions. The second equation has denominators all 3's. So I can multiply this by 3. And so 2/3 x times 3 is 2x. 2/3 y times 3 is 2y. And 2/3 again times 3 is 2. And here again, you're going to just go through now a second time and multiply. Let's see, I already have matching 2's here on the y. I just need to make one of them negative. I'll pick the second one. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so negative 2x minus 2y equals negative 2. I distributed a negative 1 through. Then I'm just going to take that top equation and copy it down underneath. So 3x plus 2y equals negative 3. And then I have 2 y's that cancel, and I can solve from there, which of course you're going to do, because I'm just not showing it in the video. You don't need me to show you. You know how to do it from there. Okay? Thanks for watching. See you next time.